Hello, I am Jackie, your Jackie of all trades, and today I'm going to be going over leather seat covers and just leather seats in general. I recently got a request for someone asking me to do a video on leather seat covers, and I think they wanted it to be focused on 2001 Mitsubishi Eclipse. I think this is a pretty universal topic, so I'm just going to go over it pretty generally. So you do have two options with seats. You can get just the seats or you can get the leather seat covers. I definitely think just getting seats is definitely the better option of the two. For starters, I think that it's better because it just looks more aesthetically pleasing. If you go from like a seat cover to a seat, you can kind of tell the difference between those. But if it really doesn't matter that much to you, then just go for the seat cover, whatever. And also if you can afford just regular seats, then just go ahead, go online, get those seats, get them delivered to your door, and you don't even have to finish watching this video. Just stop right now. For everyone else like me, you do have other options. If you want to check out the pick and pulls in your city, and you want to be on the lookout for your car's make and model, obviously, and it may take some time to find a pair of quality seats that you like, but I definitely guarantee that it'll be worth it because they're like hidden treasures. You go there and maybe you find that they're really crappy in quality and they're really worn out and over abused and used, but those hidden treasures that you find sometimes are really worth the wait, and you may find a really nice pair or set of quality leather seats that would have cost you maybe $400 online that only cost you $90. The good thing about the pick and pull is that they're all set prices. They're not, scaled to any like set of quality or anything like that. It's just like, if you want this costs this. And I definitely like that about the pick and pull. Another thing in relation to the pick and pull is also just other self-service car yards. So you want to look up online to see if there are other self-service car yards in your city or near you. And I guarantee that there will be. And a lot of them compete with the pick and pull and with other self-service car yards. For example, one of the ones in my city competes with the pick and pull, and the other one by offering discount weeks. And so every week it'll have a different discount. For example, they recently had 50% off all hoods, glass, and then I think like interior paneling. And then the next week they had 50% off all wheels and tires. And do not want to miss out on this discount, because if you're looking for a car seat one week and you realize that they had a discount for 50% off the week before, you're just going to get really frustrated. Like I imagine I would. So definitely want to look up that and make sure that you're aware of all discounts happening everywhere. Even the pick and pull has discounts. I, for one, was looking for a pair of seats that were $350 online. And I was actually lucky enough to find this very same pair of seats, or at least ones that looked exactly similar to the ones that I was looking for online at the pick and pull. And I was able to get the pair of the front seats for just $90. And compared to the $350 that I found them for online, that is just a steal. Another option is definitely discounts online, although they will not be as significant as you would find at the pick and pull or other car yards. Now, with that said, seat covers are definitely an option if you don't have the money to be able to afford just a set of seats, or you don't have the ability to get the seats yourself from a car yard, or you have limited space for delivery, or whatever it may be. Maybe just the seat covers are the better option for you. You do have some options in terms of quality, and you can get some that are faux leather, or you can get genuine leather, and I'll show you some different listings that I found online to give you a general idea of what's out there.
Okay, so most seats today have an airbag equipped in the side of the seat. In 1991, they had to pass a law requiring all vehicles manufactured for the United States to have an airbag equipped in the seat. And so this bucket seat you see here is what's standard in most vehicles today. It has the airbag in the side. If your vehicle was manufactured a few decades ago, there's a good chance that it does not have an airbag in it, and it most likely is a saddle seat, which looks like this. And you'll notice that the backs of these have a lot thinner than the bucket seat, and that's because obviously there is no airbag in them. And if you do not have an airbag in your seat, then you want to make sure to not get universal seat covers, because universal seat covers have to factor in the airbag equipped seats, and so the material will be a lot baggier because it has to cover the whole seat, and airbag equipped seats are a lot wider. So you want to make sure to actually get ones that are specifically made for cars that or seats that do not have an airbag inside of them. And for trucks, it's pretty much the same thing as a saddle seat, except that it's bigger, and I think that nowadays they do actually have an airbag equipped in them. So just keep in mind, if you're looking for a truck, you just want to make sure that you get the seats that are not universal. You want ones that are specifically made for a truck. The second thing you want to look out for is to make sure that you get ones that are either have an attached headrest or not. If your seat is one that has an attached headrest, and you want to make sure to get a seat cover that obviously has an attached headrest as well, and vice versa. You do not want to have a seat cover that is attached and not have a seat that is also attached, because then you'll never be able to get your headrest off. Last thing you want to make sure is the captain seat, which is the one with the armrest. That's what they're called. And so if you do have that armrest, then you want to make sure to get a seat cover that factors that in. Right now I want to show you the different price ranges for just regular seats. They are very pricey. I underestimated how much they were actually, and maybe it's because of inflation or whatever, but I mean, they're pretty expensive. That's like $700, $800. I saw a couple ones for like $1,200 just for the front seats. So I definitely think just getting seats is probably not an economically justifiable option right now. If it is, then more power to you, but it definitely wouldn't be for me. And with that in mind, remember you always have the pick and pull, which has the seats for I think like $90. That's how much it costs me for the front seats. But otherwise, then you should just go for the seat covers, and you will find ones that are way more affordable and good in quality. So here are some options for seat covers. One thing that you should start out by doing is looking up your car's vehicle make and model and see what seat covers are available for your specific model car. That's just a good place to start. Another place to start that I like to usually go to is eBay. And I like eBay because you kind of get a lot of variety, and you kind of just can get a gauge for what you like aesthetically. You don't necessarily have to purchase it from here, but it gives you a good idea of what's out there. So here I am on eBay, and one particular vendor that I saw that I actually kind of was interested in was Eagly. And I am putting in my car's year, make, and model so that I can make sure I get a seat cover that's specified to my seat. And as you can see, they do have a seat cover for my seat. And what I actually particularly liked about this vendor was that they offer the option to send in pictures of your seats, and that way they can make a very custom order for you, one that they say will match your seats precisely. And I have yet to see that anywhere. I'm sure that's out there with other vendors, but I'm really impressed by the fact that they ask you to send them pictures so they can make an effort to make it a form-fitting match with your seats. So definitely consider this vendor, Eagly, as an option for your seat covers. If you do end up getting these seat covers, let me know in the comments below how they turned out, if they really do match the seats precisely and are a good recommendation. This is another option for seat covers. I'm just giving you some general options. This is more standard. As you can see, the prices are still about $100 or more, and I do think that that's what you're going to have to dish out in order to get like some nice quality seats. If you don't really care about the quality and you just want to use them more for protection, then a faux leather seat cover will do just fine. Those cost around $50, $40. But if you are looking for a more aesthetically pleasing look and a more durable and longer lasting seat cover, then definitely you're going to want to spend at least $100 for those seat covers, or maybe less if there's like a deal. And as hopefully you have noticed, this particular seat cover is for the Mitsubishi Eclipse 2001. I'm sure it also applies to other makes and models, but for this particular video, I am spending closer attention to the 2001 Mitsubishi Eclipse. For the Eclipse, you want to make sure to get a rear seat that does not have headrests on it. You do not want to have those holes at the top of the seat cover. Just won't look very good. So remember to keep in mind that you want to have the rear seats to be without a headrest, and also to be able to fold either a third of the way or just completely down. And now that we've got all of that figured out, and you know exactly what kind of seat cover you want, you figured out if you have airbags, if you need a headrest one, the rear seats, etc., then you can begin to look at the leather types. And basically, after the flesh is removed from the hide is split into two parts. And the uppermost layer is the higher quality of the two, and where the highest quality of the leather is located, called the full grain leather. Let me get you a diagram that actually better depicts all the different layers. The layers consist of collagen, and basically they're divided by how tightly bonded the collagen is to each other. The higher the layer, the tighter the grain, and in other words, the tighter the bond of the collagen. Here I think is a better diagram. So going from the outermost layer of the skin to the flesh, here are the different degrees of leather. There's a common misconception that genuine leather implies relatively superior leather, when really in reality it's the lowest cut of all the leather layers. And so when people think genuine leather, I know I used to think this, that when I thought of genuine leather, I thought that meant a more higher quality leather. And unfortunately, manufacturers kind of use this to manipulate our thought process when purchasing leather. They'll state, everywhere that it's genuine leather, and that means that you should buy it because it's a higher quality, because it's genuine, so be aware of that. And that being said, if you are just trying to look for something that is just real leather as opposed to faux leather or PU leather, which is polyurethane leather, coated leather, then definitely just always make sure that the description states that there is genuine leather in the product that you're buying, and not faux leather or PU leather. So going back to the layers, in the lower cut, in the lower half of the cut, that is pretty much where all suede is manufactured from, anywhere in that corium, and also where genuine leather is manufactured from. But from research that I've done, I've noticed that really the suede and the genuine leather are kind of coupled together and really are located within that bottom cut primarily and almost exclusively. And in the top half cut, that's where the top grain and the full grain is located, with the only difference between the top grain and the full grain being that the full grain includes the skin, which only a very little bit is shaved off of, and then the top grain also includes that bottom half of that top half section. And then that pretty much does it for the types of leather. Now back to seat covers. I did want to show you one last site that I use just to kind of give myself ideas. This is beddingin.com, and I will give you a disclaimer first and say do not use this site to actually purchase stuff off of. It has been linked to many scams, and I believe does not actually fulfill its promise to send you the order that you purchase. So with that in mind, I do like to use this site to give me ideas for different types of seat. They kind of got like novelty seats, like this little parka seat you see here, and just kind of like give yourself some ideas, and then use those ideas to search the web and find a reputable site that will actually send you the product that you order. So you can see, kind of just get your brain juices flowing. Looking for one in particular. Oh, and I found it. My Chewbacca being strapped in a hospital seat. Yep, there he is. There they are. I wonder if anyone has actually ever purchased this. I really hope not. I hope that they think of Chewbacca when they see this, if they purchased it and immediately returned him. And in relation to the disclaimer I just spoke about, these are that site's reviews, and just to kind of put proof to the pudding, as you can see, they are not very nice. I see some fake, I saw a couple, pretty much a couple, literally like 2 5-star reviews talking about how great their service was, and I really highly doubt that those were from actual customers who had an undying sense of obligation to defend their fellow and well-respected store. So just to kind of give you guys like some real reasons why you should not purchase from the store, no matter how nice those seats look. And plus, it's an expensive scam too, like a $200 set of seats that never come, like that. I would be pissed. So don't do it, but definitely get some ideas from it. That's pretty much the whole scope of the video. I hope you guys gained something from it. If you did, please give this like button a nice gentle caress, And if you really like the video, consider subscribing. I'm Jackie, your Jackie of all trades, and I will see you next time.